The next tab is what we call ManyCode. So this barcode has many different codes on it. By default, it's disabled. We're looking for one. If I want to read all of these, I simply click this button here. This could go ahead and read all the different codes. I did point out, I prefaced this because I was playing with it earlier, that the Mexico barcode will not read. That is because it's only 2 characters. And if you remember correctly, we're only looking for barcode length of 4. So I simply could fix that by coming into my symbologies, going to my code length. I could shut it off and say, look for any, or I could come in here and say, make my range 2. And then once I do that, it'll pick up my made in Mexico barcode and show you that as well. So that is kind of how that little ManyCode piece works. Does have some settings in here that are kind of cool and kind of important. If you know the total number of barcodes, the best performance you'll ever get out of a ManyCode situation, no matter whose it is you tell the device what it's actually looking for. All right. So if I know how many codes I'm looking for, I put that in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 codes. I would say, hey, I'm looking for 5 codes. That way, once it finds 5 codes, it's going to stop. Otherwise, it'll continue to look, and it's just not as efficient as it would be, right? So if you have that flexibility, and you always have the same labels, and you're always looking for the same number of codes, highly recommend you do this. It'll get the best performance out of this particular code. You also have this different sorting types, right? So you can sort by alphabetical order. You could sort by what was decoded first. You have the position of the barcode, which one was first horizontally, which one was first vertically. You can also sort by symbology. So I could send out, all the code 128s first, or, then the PDF 417. So those are different types of sorting capabilities that you have, again, with these multi-code situations. You have the ability to enable partial results. So say there are 5 barcodes here. I couldn't read them all for some reason. Maybe one of them was damaged and destroyed. If I check the enable partial results, it will send out the data of the 4 barcodes instead of the 5 barcodes. So it would do that for you. Then you can enable identical symbols. So if I have a lot of some of the shipping labels we're starting to see that people use, we'll have a 2D code and the same data is in the 1D code that's there, right, for redundancy or different checking or speeds or different process pieces. By checking that, I would be able to read both of those and send both of those pieces of data out. And then we also have, if you have those really, really hard, again, tough to read data matrix codes that are in a ManyCode situation, you could check this box. It will kick in the super overdrive mode of trying to read and decode and take you away from there. So those are the different ManyCode settings that you see there. All right, we also have this. If I click on this item here, you see this little eye. If I click on it, it'll kind of center the barcode of what you're looking for and put the cursor of the data that is over top of it. What we have over here on the right-hand side is what we call the stage. If you hold down, there's no scroll bars anymore, right? So we wanted this to be a very modern and intuitive and easy to use software. If I hold down the control button, you'll see it here. It even tells you up here. I can pan this thing around, so I can move it around, right? If I use my mouse wheel or use this this little dot over here, I could zoom in and zoom out. So I could zoom in all the way down to the pixel level of these if I wanted to. You can see in the bottom over here, it tells me what coordinate I'm at, as well as the RGB value of that particular one. I know this is an RGB, it's grayscale, so they're all going to report the same thing, the same value back. Right? Our color cameras will have the ability to show all those off. Right, I'll zoom back out. I can also have this button here that automatically fills it into the full field of view here. So that's nice. You may be asking what the green box is. Well, the green box is, I kind of showed you that a little bit earlier. That's the region of interest. That's where we're looking to read the barcodes. If you know your barcodes are always in a certain area or a certain location, you could save processing time by eliminating the bottom half. Right, so if I know this barcode is always going to be in this top half, I can make my region of interest smaller to increase the decode capabilities of the unit. If I need to, I can make this this box, move it around here. You can see here I can move it where I need it to go. I can also click on it and change these boxes, move it in, make it smaller or larger. This little handle here is it swivels it around. So you can see here I can move it around in any orientation. You see we have a little protractor that pops up that gives you a marking every 5 or 10 degrees. So that's kind of how you can navigate and move around these different pieces here. So That's the barcode reading piece here. Once I get this over here, you can see here, once it reads all 5, it'll turn green. So that's a good indication of it. Let me move this a little bit shorter here. You can see I'm not reading this PDF 417. I can read these other codes. You can see here the values are coming back. However, I'm not reading that, so it's red and it's failing because I've told it to look for 5 barcodes. If I click on enable partial results, it'll turn green, and now it's only sending the 4 pieces of data out. Right, so that's kind of how to demonstrate that, and take a look and see how that works. We've had some different use cases come in for ManyCode. We do have a use case of medical vials. We're reading 96 of them at once. So we do have